I got an okay.
Okay, so we'll assume that we're on YouTube.
Let's just do
So,
that.
yeah, right. Okay, so hello, Nancy. And I guess hello, everyone who's watching. So this is Tea Across the Miles with myself, Lady Amy of Houses Windsor, and then Lady Nancy of Cup and Crown.
Hello.
You're this way on my screen. Yeah, okay, we're good.
Should be the scarecrow for Halloween.
I know. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I was like, why does that looked familiar? Yeah,
Yeah. Which way did he go?
yeah, that way.
That way. Which is
So
kind of right with my stairs right now. Which way did he go? Which stairs?
oh, you're right. Yeah, you've got two pretty stairs. Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
two. I have two moons. I
I don't
noticed
want to
that.
see your moons.
Yeah.
You do have two moons. Let me show you what else
That's
I have. And
great.
I know I sent you a picture of this,
Yeah,
but
that's good.
we'll show up.
Oh yes, 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 yes. It's so pretty.
Isn't this the
I love
cutest?
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
It's super
is
cute.
it is cute. And I took it to this tea party this past weekend. You can see my light ring there too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
That
that's cute.
cute.
That
Now,
is.
it has little matching saucers, so I went and got the saucers. And I'm big Home Goods, Home Sense,
Yes. Yes.
that's where I got them. So, and they were totally up there. It's like that's it. It says it was originally $20. I've seen the teacup and saucer for 35, just one teacup and
Oh my
saucer.
gosh.
It says it was originally 20 and I got it for
That's
$7.
amazing. I
So it
love
is
it.
amazing. And
That's
that the
so cute.
bridal tea that I did on Sunday was a costume party. So
Oh, fun.
so yeah, so I took that and I don't want to take over. I have a
That's okay.
little bit of tea business, but we
Yeah, a little
have
bit of tea
royal
business.
stuff
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
talk. And what are you drinking today? What are you drinking from
So
today?
today I'm drinking it's watermelon lime, and I honestly I gotta take a look at it. I think yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a green tea. Because it like didn't say on the back, it's one of my sample bags, and I forget what I ordered. It just said
Right.
watermelon lime, so I was like, looks pretty green to me. Um,
Right.
um,
That's funny because
yeah.
I'm also drinking a green tea today.
Really? Oh my God. Well,
That
look at
ever
us.
happened between you and me?
Right. That's
Like
crazy.
never. That is really interesting.
Mhm. But it
Mine is,
smells like watermelon candy.
does it?
Yeah.
Those are my favorite Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Oh,
love
you're
the
right. Those
watermelon
are
one.
good.
Hmm.
Well, I'll have to send you some, when I get to all my mailing.
Very good. Well, did you not get the package I sent you?
So I haven't checked the mail. I think I checked it yesterday.
Oh, Amy,
Yeah.
there are two T's in there for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know. So I checked the mail either yesterday or the day before. And before that, I hadn't checked the mail in probably at least 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Just because I don't feel like it. And it's like, like the little neighborhood mailboxes where they're all together. It's not like it's
Yes.
at the end of your
Yes, yes,
driveway.
yes, yes, exactly.
And
Yes.
it's not like it's even far. It's just like across the street in my little cul-de-sac. But I'm just like, ah, I'm gonna,
Tomorrow.
yeah, I was like, it's just gonna be like annoying junk mail and stuff. Like,
I get that. I get,
forgot that I
yeah.
have something, yeah, good
Mine is not
coming.
junk mail.
I know yours is not junk
Mine
mail.
is legitimate. Mine is
I
tea
know. That's right.
mail. Yes. Um,
Um,
so I am
but
drinking
yes.
Harney and Sons White Christmas
Ooh,
and
nice.
wondering if it's actually white tea leaves, but it is delicious. It's
Yeah,
really, really good. And I got it at World Market.
nice.
Um, there's also the Nutcracker blend that's why I'm running late because I have $5 birthday money. So I went over to get these, they usually sell these ciders and they didn't have them, but I saw the Nutcracker blend, which is a black tea with
Right.
hazelnut, chocolate, and something else. And it just sounded so delicious. And
Oh,
so I was ready to check out and they're like, yeah, our system's down, so we can't honor the cute coupon. I'm like, I came 20 minutes out of my way just for this today.
right, right. Oh my
So
goodness.
I left it and we'll see
How
if I get back.
annoying.
I don't know. I don't know.
How
But
annoying.
anyway,
Yeah.
cheers. It
Cheers.
really is a good tea. I should have sent this one to
Yes.
you. Hmm.
Well,
Mm.
yes, yeah, that made me think for whatever reason. So what, not this past weekend, about a week ago, was Hanson Camp at Disney.
Yes, yes.
And there was a day when like Disney's systems were like down, like sort of like, I don't know, like cash registers or whatever. Um, Cause like we were noticing it through just like the Wi-Fi or whatever. And then someone went to like go buy some food and they were like, yeah, they're having problems in there too. It was like, oh, okay. Like that's a bigger deal, but I
Right.
don't know if Disney's having problems. But it didn't affect, I mean, we were already in the park, so whatever, we were fine.
Right. Oh,
We're
good.
taking our naps in line, we were fine.
Well, I have a question for you. So
Yes,
I had two teas this weekend, and I'm telling you right now, it was exhausting
yes.
to do back to back.
Mhm.
Both small numbers. One was for 15 and the other for 21, which ended up, as I told you, a significant number did not show.
Yes,
Um, but in the past, when I've done any of these teas, I have the metal tea infusers.
yes,
And so when I'm behind the scenes at the museum, you come and see it. But anyway, I'm kind of a behind the scenes thing, and
yeah.
I'm pulling out the tea steeper and I'm getting the pot ready, but I have to unscrew the top or bottom, get the tea leaves out. The water's scalding. I'm burning
Yeah,
my
yeah,
fingers
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and going for the next pot because I'm trying to be authentic with this. And I don't know why it has taken me, because how long have I been doing these museum teas, whatever. Why have I not been using just the paper filters, pull it out, throw it out, get the next one ready? So I
I
did
did not,
that.
I honestly did not know that you weren't doing that. So I used
Yeah,
the paper
yeah.
one. So
So
I'm like,
duh.
oh no, Nancy.
Yeah, so I did that. So that was so much smoother, but still only using one pot per flavor and doing two flavors of tea.
Right.
And so when I went to the tea the next day, again, using the paper filters, definitely
Yes.
easier. But also having at least three pots, having the second pot. So when the first one is out, you still have that extra. So
Right, right.
you are probably much better and more streamlined than I am, but I feel like it's taken a few times
It's
to get
yeah,
around
yeah.
to it.
Well, I feel like lately I've had like things where it's, like my tea station set up where I basically have like five pots going of one flavor and five pots of another. And it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, because you're putting individual pots on the table.
Yes, normally. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Normally. Yeah. So, but even when I'm serving it, like the one at the baby shower I was serving it, I kept all the pots on my little tea cart and I was pouring them, but it was like because I could run out so fast of one and I needed to be able to pour immediately the next person, I had like five pots going at like all times. So it's like
Yes.
when one got low, it was like, all right, added water to that one, like,
Yes, 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 and
keep
get
it
that ready to
going.
go. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
it's a juggle. And so yeah, so I
Mhm.
applaud you because I know you keep many pots going.
Thank you.
How many
Yes, but I do
have
use the
you
paper bags for my loose leaf tea.
which
So
is
I
totally
fill them
brilliant.
myself. Yeah, but
Totally
yes,
brilliant.
yeah.
Yes.
And then you
That was
throw
so
those
much
out.
easier, so much better. And
Yes.
so I blended a tea.
Hmm.
And that's one of the samples that I sent
Right.
you because I wanted you to
Oh
try.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What you think. It's a gorgeous tea. It's already in a bag, but I want you to, if you
Yeah,
get a
I'll
chance
look at
to
it.
take a
Yeah.
look at it. I haven't had a chance to speak with the museum whether or not they want to market that some way. And
Right.
if they do, again, I think we've been I've already batted these ideas. Like, does it
Right.
have, you know, uh,
Like,
buy Cup of Crown for the Lucy Burns Gallery?
right. How are you
Yeah,
labeling
am I
it?
putting my logo on there as well? I don't know at this point.
Right,
I think
right.
we haven't
And are
figured
like
that
they
out.
buying
So.
it outright or what are they doing?
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
because I think they have to find funding to be able to do this. Again,
right,
this is a very small entity, whatever. So they have to figure out how are they going to be able to do it.
right,
Or do I just, and I feel like I'm giving it away. How do I just, buy this, and this and blend it? And this is, put this much in and this much in, and then
right,
it's
right.
all yours. But then, where is my kickback for
Sure.
coming
Right,
up with
right.
this
Yes, yes,
delicious, happy
yes.
blend? So,
Yes, for your manufacturing skills.
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Yes. So,
any other tips from you?
no other tea business right now. I've got other tea business that I probably talk with you offline at
Oh,
some
that's
other
fine.
time.
That's fine.
But yeah, so let's see. So but with Royals, so in no certain order, I put it in our little chat just for
Sure.
our notes. But Eddie actually got me the episode of Prince William on the Reluctant Traveler, Eugene Levy's show that was on Apple Plus
Oh,
TV or
yes,
whatever,
yes, yes,
right?
yes,
And I didn't have a
yes.
way to watch it. Yeah. So he surprised me with it over the weekend. He was like, I have a surprise for you. I was like, oh, like, I didn't know it was a TV show. I didn't know what it was. And we were heading to like we were going to be going to a Halloween party. I was like, is it something like before the party, at the party, after the party? Like, what? And he's like, it'll be after the party. I was like, okay. And then we're like, after the party, he's like, well, like, and I was still in like my makeup and costume. I'm like, okay, like, what's the surprise?
Yeah. I've
Like,
been waiting all night.
yeah, like hand it over. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, you're gonna want to get like ready for bed and stuff first. It's just like, all right. So, and by then I know.
What's
But
the surprise, honey?
I know. But by then I did figure out it was a TV show, because then he said, he was like, I mean, the surprise is about like 45 minutes or something. I was like, okay.
This is getting
I know,
funny.
I know. It just sounds worse and worse.
I
So
should not be going there. I'm
I
sorry.
know. No, it's fine. It's hilarious. I realize that as I'm saying it. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, everything. Yeah. So
You mentioned two
suspect.
moons at the start of this, and then we just keep on going. I don't know. Tea time with Amy has taken a turn.
Right. That's right. So, so he watched it with me, which is probably the first, well, I can just safely say it is the first time he's ever seen Prince William talk or like watched anything with Prince William. And uh he I mean, he didn't have a whole lot to say after it, but my take on it, well, I'll say I went ahead and gave my take on it afterwards, and then was like, but what are your thoughts? He's like, pretty much the same. I was like, okay, well, whatever. So
I'll wait and talk to Nancy.
yeah, right, right. So the show overall, like, so Eugene Levy, I like him a lot. He's very funny and lots of like movies and shows, and he's like in Schitt's Creek and stuff, and he's
Right.
like really funny. His travel show, however, it's like kind of just dry and like he's making like funny jokes, like with a super dry delivery, but it felt so overly produced. Like it just
Okay.
feels like it's his voiceover while they're showing like, different shots of this and that and like whatever.
Okay. Okay.
And it's just like, I'm like, geez, if Prince William wasn't in it, I was like, I would be very bored.
Yes. Right.
So Prince William was the fun part of it. So he gave Eugene Levy a personal tour around Windsor Castle.
I've seen snippets. I have seen bits and pieces. Yes.
Yeah. So William is very, charming and smiling and joking and,
Always.
stuff. Yes. And so so it was good, and it was fun to see him give the tour too, because like if Eugene Levy would like talk about certain things in history or whatever, William kind of acted like, you might want to get a tour from somebody else if you want to know.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, like a historical tour. But he had fun things. So in I forget what he called it. Is it St. George's Hall maybe? It's the one that
Yes,
was
St.
most
George's
affected by
Hall.
the
Yes.
fire, right?
Yep.
So he talked about when he and his cousins were kids, how they used to just like run up and down, like all over the floor.
Oh my gosh,
But he
how
talked
fun.
about how it was an old wood floor. Like someone would always end up with a splinter, and he'd talk about like these giant splinters. It's like, what? And so because he was talking about how now his kids don't even know how nice they have it, because there's a big rug over the floor. Plus, it's been rebuilt after the fire.
I'm
So
sorry. There's a moment of perspective right there. How nice the kids have it. See, you were running up and down St. George Hall in Windsor Castle.
I know.
And these were hard times.
Yeah. Right. Well, I don't want to get a splinter in my foot every time I play.
Either.
But you're right. That is a very funny point. So, so it was, yeah, nice of him talking about that. And then he talked about like how none of them live in Windsor Castle proper, whatever. Like, it's very much for like business and whatnot, but they live on the
State affairs,
grounds.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah, they live on the grounds. And they went to a pub in town and had a pint, and so that was cute.
I bet it wasn't the Prince Harry though.
What do you mean? No, oh, is there one called the Prince Harry?
There is one called the Prince
Oh.
Harry, but they didn't go to the Prince Harry.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I doubt it. So, okay, so that was just a fun show. And I'm trying to remember what some of the things were that he said, but I'm also getting it mixed up with like just the other stuff that I've read or heard. So like I don't know what things were on that show and what things I'm like placing in that show that weren't there.
Well, I remember he talked about the struggles of
Yeah.
the previous year with his father and
Yeah.
his wife being diagnosed with cancer. And I remember listening to that. I remember how he first appeared in the interview, showing up on a motor scooter.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Hilarious. That
Electric.
was
Yes.
so funny.
That was so cute. That was hilarious. Yeah. And Eugene's just like, is this normal? And he's like, yeah, it's a great way to get around the ground. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Walk all over the place?
Your grandmother would have, but
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. It's
I
so
love
funny.
that.
So I thought that was pretty cute. But I was trying to remember. So, and then Trevor told me some stuff too last week, about Prince William, wanting, like, and I don't know if this was speculation or where he read it, or which, maybe you've heard it, but like how Prince William, he did say in the show in general that like he wants to, um, when he's king, he'll definitely be like questioning like he likes to question everything, and he's like, tradition's important, but there's a lot of things that like, is this still impacting for doing good, like for the good, right? Like, does it
Right,
still make
right.
sense? Does it still make sense to do it? Um, and
Well,
we're
and if I can pause,
yeah, sure.
because financially,
Yes.
um, that's the biggest, I think, quite possibly, that is the biggest reason for not continuing the monarchy. Why people would say, I don't want, because all our money is going to this. So, what is the
Right.
money going to? Is it going to superfluous traditions that no longer hold, that no
Right.
longer have relevance? So, I
Right.
can see where he'd want to pull back. I thought the big word you were going to use was streamline, because everybody, seems to use that word when it comes. We're going to streamline, we're going to reduce the monarchy and streamline too.
Right.
But please go ahead.
Right. Well, so that yeah, you're right. So Trevor was saying that, I don't know if it was an example of it, but it was sort of like, if they were to just trim it down to like 10, like, or whatever, 10 royal family members, like official. But
Hmm.
the way that it would work is basically like, once you have like, say for like William and Harry, for example, right? It starts out where Harry is right next in line after William. But as
Right.
William has kids, Harry gets knocked down. So
Yes.
as that happens, if you get knocked out of the top 10, let's say,
Hmm.
you're no longer a working royal. So it's not that you, because you were born into the top 10, you stay in the top 10, like, that you get to stay for.
Correct. Yes,
It's more
understood.
like it's just always keeping it the central main ones, um,
Hmm.
of the time. So that was interesting. And the other point, and like Jack Royston with the Royal Report, a lot of it has to do with Prince Andrew, and like they've got to like William wants to take a harder stance with him for
I've read
sure.
that. Yes. Hmm.
And yeah, I think you sent me one of the things about it, and that would help for like we'll just say the kindest thing, I guess, the dead weight, like
Right.
Prince Andrew,
Yes. Yes.
right? Because uh Jack Royston was pointing out that when the stuff with Prince Andrew initially started coming out in relations to Epstein, he said, like, let's say that like a person at that time was maybe like 14 or 15. He's like, now they're like 29, 30 or whatever. And like,
Hmm.
it's still a thing. He's like, and so those people, he said, and a lot of them, that's like the current, I don't know, average age for new moms or something, new mums. And so he said so that generation of new mums don't like the royals and are paying attention to Prince Andrew stuff. And that means the generation they're about to raise will learn that their parents don't like the royals. And so it's like,
I
just,
see. Wow, that's
so he,
interesting.
right. So I thought that was an interesting point where he's like, yeah, like if they're going to pull people back in, the young ones, right? Because it's like the, the queen had, uh, great staying power and whatnot, and like had, even though she had people that didn't like the monarchy, excuse
Hmm.
me,
Hmm.
she could pull people around it more than uh Charles can, right? And now like it'll be William trying to sort of pick up the pieces after Andrew, especially. So
Well, I'm just wondering,
yeah.
you made a point, about just like the 10, if that's
Yes,
the
the
number
10.
they're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
with. Okay. So what would that look like today? Because you've got um, Prince Edward,
Right,
and Sophie.
right.
And you still have Eugenie and
Beatrice.
Beatrice, thank you,
Yes,
who have their own jobs, their own
right.
careers. Um, you know, would they are
So
so
they
far
would,
removed. Now they're the children of two people who have been removed.
right, right.
Um, I'm just wondering where does,
So like Beatrice and Eugenie in theory would have been pushed out
a while
sooner,
ago,
a while
right?
ago.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So and maybe they wouldn't have ever even made, I don't know if they would have made, so okay, so let's just look at the current royals, right? Okay,
Hmm.
we'll count. So we have Charles and Camilla currently,
Hmm.
right? We have William and
Will
Kate,
and Kate, and then their three kids.
George, Charlotte, Louis.
Hmm.
So we're up to seven. And then and then Anne is she the next
Oh
oldest?
golly, yes. And you can't,
Anne is next,
and then
right? And then Edward.
Edward and
Oh
Sophie.
wait, but Anne has kids, right?
She does, but
They don't do anything. Okay.
they don't do anything. Not that, the Wales's kids do anything, but they are the next in line.
Sure. And Anne's kids are
So
like
they're
older. Yeah.
older, yes. And
Okay. But
yeah, and her
in
husband doesn't
theory,
do anything.
yeah, in theory, if Anne had anyone attached, like they would take up probably a couple spots.
They
So then
would.
that already knocks out Edward, or at the very least, only leaves room for Edward and his wife.
But let's consider that Edward and Sophia, and so they do things they are acting royals.
Right,
They
right,
go out and they do charitable works. They travel. A couple months ago they were in Africa and they've
right,
been here and they've been there. So I think he'd be cutting off his nose to spite his face if he were to go that far. Those are
right,
two people that have stepped in. Not to mention Edward carries the very prestigious and in some form sentimental
sure,
title
Duke of
of the
Edinburgh.
Duke of Edinburgh.
Right, right,
So, which was the title that their dad had. So,
right.
yeah.
And so maybe it wouldn't even be like, let's say that they're still in, right? That it basically just cuts off before Andrew, and like excludes Harry and Meghan, right? So
Yeah.
if they're doing that, then really, in theory, until George, Charlotte, or Louis start having kids, no one else is getting bumped out
Hmm.
anytime soon,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
like, so then again, in that theory, Edward and Sophie would be much older if still around by the time that that happens, right? So,
Right. And are
um,
they still working roles? And I would imagine that William and Kate would have that caveat of, but they are still, no different than Princess Anne. She holds many titles. She has, all her charities and things like that.
right,
And they all center around working within the royal family. And I
right,
think if
right,
Edward and Sophie are still doing that, then they would stay within the enclave that
right,
is the
right,
working royals. But that's my take on it. I totally see if that is his thing, why would you continue to extend royal titles to Harry and Meghan? Why?
right. Well, because at this point, though, he's just got to take them away, right? Because it's not like they're
Yeah.
getting new ones,
And
right?
I'm not saying that I'm for or against it. I'm just saying I can see the argument for it.
Sure. I feel like, especially, yes, I'll say yes. And also, like, you know, I feel like they're being forced to do more to Andrew now, but I still always feel like Andrew, uh, they should have gone harder against Andrew, like in comparison to Harry, like
Yes. Yes.
for leaving, right? Like,
Agreed.
it's like they treat him like he's the worst offender. I was like, I get, he aired the dirty laundry or whatever, or
Yeah.
his version of the dirty laundry. But it's like, yeah, but Andrew's like bad, bad. Um,
Yes. Yeah. Harry and Meghan didn't break any laws. Harry and Meghan
right,
didn't do any physical harm to
right,
anyone
right. And
else.
they
Yeah.
weren't friends with any known criminals, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
or
Yes. Yes.
have any, yeah,
Yeah.
suspicious, or well, even any allegations against them for such a thing. So,
Correct.
um, one of the things that I can't remember something, if you sent me Jack Royston, I don't know who it is. I mean, not that he sent to me, but like something that I
Yeah.
heard, but about how uh one of the latest things with Prince Andrew was that emails were found of his now. So like, we didn't have a problem with Fergie's emails. So now
Yes.
we've got his emails, which timeline wise, it's like, he did the crazy interview that like, oh gosh, movies and docuseries were created upon. So he gave
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
interview. And in that interview, he said he didn't have any more contact with Epstein, like after that day in the park when they essentially
Right.
broke up in person, right? That's like what he, so,
Yes.
uh, but then there have since been emails that have been leaked that
Yes.
are from him to Epstein. And it was, around the time when I guess when like more allegations or something came out, and he said, he was like, my dear friend, uh, don't worry about me. I'm worried about you. Don't worry about me. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
something or other, and then like said something like, we'll get through it together, something like that. And then it says, we'll play again soon. And that's how he signed off. And it was like,
Yes.
I was talking to Trevor because like Trevor likes to try to play devil's advocate for like, if reading into things. And it's just like,
Uh-huh.
how can you not like, given
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
two
Yeah. Yeah.
people, what else would play again mean?
What does that mean? Um, and then I sent you an article too that says that there are allegedly emails from Andrew sent to the people of Andrew trying to drum up dirt on S.
Yeah.
Epstein. That maybe I mean, I'm assuming he was wanting that in order to place separation between himself and Epstein or something like that. So,
Well,
but it's all alleged right now. There's no,
right. Well, there is one thing that's not alleged that was another thing leaked out is that he sent an email to, I believe, like whatever police protection, whatever personal, whatever, like the PPO is what they called it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
some officer with Virginia Jeffries name and social security number and said, look into her. I think she's got a criminal background. This is after she alleged certain things at him. It was like,
Okay.
yeah, it was like, okay, like that's,
You're trying to dig yourself out
you're
of a
trying to dig.
hole that,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. And
yeah,
also like, I'm like, why do you have her American social security number?
yeah, yeah. What are
And
you doing
how
here as
you're
a
like,
son?
this looks horrible. Like,
Yes.
yeah. So really not looking good.
No, no.
And like,
Mm-mm.
I suppose luckily for him in a way, Fergie has now fallen from grace. So it's like they just need to be in like self exile
I
together.
know. And I really, in a way, I kind of feel sorry for Fergie, except that I know that she painted this portrait and put herself right in the middle of
Yeah,
it. I
that's
get that. But I think what she did was probably a lot of desperation for money,
yeah.
you know.
Hmm.
Um, Other than that, I think she's, for the most part, I think she's fairly decent person who,
Right.
you know, but I think
But I
she's
think
just gotten
she's,
mixed up with the wrong man, and I feel sorry for the two
yeah. And
girls.
she, yeah. She very much yeah, trusts the wrong types of men, right? Because
Yes,
it's like
right?
Epstein's her dear friend as well. And again, it's like money too, but also like,
Yeah.
just a certain class of people and just feeling like you're close to them or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Just bad news, bad news, bad news. So it's unfortunate because she was still, I don't want to say she was on the inner circles, but she was on the fringe and she was,
sure.
like Charles had something a few months back where he, I think it was a cancer charity or something. And Fergie
Okay, yeah.
included that because she is also a breast cancer survivor.
Right.
And so, but I think she's completely out now. Just
Yeah,
fortunate. It's unfortunate. But I think there's possibly still a closeness between Beatrice and Eugenie and their cousins.
sure.
So
Yeah. So I feel like is hopefully, or really it's kind of they've kind of somehow stayed out of it in a major way. Like,
yes, they have
or
positive
not been
feedback.
like associated with it as if like they had anything to do with it, right?
No,
It's just like
no,
this sucks. Your parents are doing whatever, like while you guys are teenagers, and like now you guys are just
Yeah.
trying to like make your own name for yourself, right?
Yes,
Being
and positive
separate.
family image and make sure that you have successful marriages and be good
Right,
moms and all that other stuff. So
right.
I just have to ask real quick because
Yes,
it is a quarter
sure.
to
Yes.
two. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure. So I'm
Yes.
okay, but I know you have places
Oh
to be.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm okay still. Yeah, I'm still fine. So we'll probably jump back to Prince Andrew and Fergie at some point, but I know we were going to talk about Meghan and what I think is some unfair criticism as she
I think
often gets.
and I agree. I think some of it's unfair, and some of it, from what I've seen myself with my own eyes, is like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding.
It seems.
But real quick, did you ever finish watching her with Love?
So I had it running the other day in like the background
Okay.
and while I was doing some stuff, and it was so, I don't know, easily put into the background that like the episodes kept going and I was just like walking around the house doing stuff and I'm like, yeah, I just don't it it's like just more of the same and the
Thank
first
you.
wasn't even exciting like,
Yes. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
knew it was gonna
Mhm.
be like, I knew it was gonna be the more of the same because they filmed it all at the same time, but like they should have just put it all out as a first season, I guess, like instead of, I don't know, or put
Mhm.
out two seasons at once. Like, don't
Yes.
act like it's something new when it's not.
It's not, and there's nothing that she's doing or making that is like, oh my gosh, that's so great, that's amazing, or what
Right,
a great shortcut, or I gotta run home and try that, or
right.
yeah, none of it. I trying so hard not to be negative about it or
Yeah,
snarky, but uh, some of it just feels like, look who I know, look what wonderful things I have in my, I don't know,
yeah,
there is a warmth and a sincerity that I
yes,
feel is lacking. And when I say sincerity, I mean a connection, a sincere connection between her and her audience. Who
yeah,
is her audience supposed to be? Is it supposed to be people like you and me? It's supposed to be,
right,
like your Martha Stewart, her cooking
right,
show
right, right. Good point.
reach,
Yeah,
housewives, typical housewives. You were trying to,
right, right.
make a decent meal without A, breaking the bank, B, taking shortcuts, things like that. Um, but hers is, so look at this fabulous garden I have, and look at this orchard I'm walking through
Right,
barefoot,
right.
and then I get to sit out and look at these absolutely fabulous mountains while there's there's a connection missing. Has it been entertaining? Sure. If she comes out with season three, okay. I've already started seeing advertisements for a seasonal line, like for the
Oh,
holiday
really?
season coming up or
Okay.
something like that. But anyway, so the criticism. So as soon as these were things that went back to her representing Balenciaga in Paris.
Paris Fashion Week.
And I
Yeah.
have a couple things to say about that, but I will let you start.
Well, okay, so the only bit I know, and it was from Jack Royston, was he talked about how in during Paris Fashion Week that she was in like her, riding in the car at some point, like after the
Mhm,
Fashion Week stuff,
mhm.
and was just like apparent like, and I didn't even go look it up because it just sounds like a boring video, but it's basically just like, hey, like, doing whatever. So, he said that it wasn't even a video that's like you could even just say is common for a celebrity to do. He's like, it's literally like anybody in Paris riding around is gonna do a video like this, right? So he's trying to like excuse it by just saying literally anybody with any tour, this is a touristy thing, like anything should do. But people speculated that, or not even speculated, people just accused her of like trying, like basically being not even insensitive, but like almost as if she did it on purpose to upset Harry, being so close to the tunnel where where Princess Diana died, and uh which is silly, and also like that's a common area, and like I think they said maybe she was like within a mile or something. It's like, well, you could be in lots of places and be within a mile of that, and like not if you don't know where you are. And how is
Yeah.
she supposed to remember that for sure? Like when Princess, I get it that like Princess Diana's death is a big part of her life now, but
Hmm.
like she barely knew who the royals were apparently before she even started dating Harry,
Who's that like?
supposedly. But I'm just wondering, like, how much do you? do you even have that on your mind when you're thinking about like you're doing whatever with your work, you're excited about whatever, and your your dead mother-in-law that you never met, like
Mhm.
you're supposed to
Yes.
be always have her top of mind.
So the video is, you see it's like a snapshot out the window. It's Paris. She's in the back of a limousine or a town car, whatever it is. And you see that. And then you see where she has stretched her feet out. She's, relaxed one over the other. It's kind of like, the end of the day, and I'm
Yeah,
driving through Paris and my time here is done.
right,
But the criticism is that she was very close to, or some of the reports even said it's the same place where
right,
Diana lost her life. There is no possible way she would have been that cavalier, knowing
right,
how affected Prince Harry would be. It'd be like, ha la la, look at me, I'm driving through the tunnel. I don't think that's what happened.
right.
I think, and I do forgive.
Mhm.
I think she's narcissistic enough to simply be, this was, hey, this is me in my moment, I want to post it, hey, I'm in Paris and look, I'm
Right.
done, and I'm stretched out and my feet, I don't
Yeah,
think she was giving a moment's thought to how close she was to
I
where she
agree.
was.
It
I
wasn't.
don't think I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was a jab. I don't think it was anything like
Yeah.
that. um yeah, that kind of stuff. I think people are just looking.
Yes.
People are definitely fishing and trying to poke the bear and be nasty. There are a couple of royal reporters, quote unquote, that are out there that I know when they come across my feed, I'm like, oh, it's just going to be a bunch of BS because
Yeah. Yeah.
they're determined to hate. They
Right.
are just,
Right.
they're never Megans, if you will. Never going to happen,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Got that. The thing I had was the videos of the way she walked out of wherever she was in
Oh,
with
right. And I didn't see those.
Balenciaga
Yeah.
suit, and it is so absolutely stuck up, full of errors. I'm sorry, there is no, I
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at and I can't see anything other than the way she walked out where her hand, there's nothing in her hand and she just walks out. And it's just this, like she's like some supermodel, and it's the look on her face, the poise of her hand, the everything else. It just reeked.
Yeah.
Um, look at me, aren't I special? And
Yeah.
that was the thing that I could not shake. There was also a video of her talking to Kristen Scott Thomas and somebody else. And it looked like the quick snippet that looked like she injected herself, like she was trying to inject herself. You've either been in that position yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, you, Amy, I have
Oh,
been.
sure. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
in a place in a party where I don't know anybody and I'm going to try to, okay, let me see if I can get into
Right.
this
Right.
conversation. And that's exactly what it looked like by just the small nuances on her face that you could see. And Kristen Scott Thomas, who has recently been damed, she is a supporter of the royal family.
Mhm.
I understand she has heirs herself, but it was one of those where Megan's like here, and Kristen Scott Thomas is one of these, she just kind of looks at her and does this, and she like looks back, and then she's focusing on this, and it's like, I'm not looking in your direction.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's just what it looked like. That's just what, that's exact.
Right.
And Megan looking like, yeah, and like she wanted so
Trying
hard
to
to
get
be
in.
part
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
conversation, and she wasn't. Um,
Maybe don't try to get in with the people who are like obvious supporters of the royal family.
no, you don't do that. You
Like
don't.
talk to there's got to be other people there.
I know,
You're not
exactly.
in England, you're in Paris. There has to be
Exactly.
someone to talk
Now,
to.
do I think there were a lot of people who absolutely jumped on that? Yes. There
Yeah.
was also the video of her, she went to do the double cheek kiss. Did you see
Oh
that?
yeah. Yeah.
And totally, they couldn't get it right, and they were bumping noses.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
happened to all of us too, but they were,
Yeah,
the haters, man, did they jump all over that. So
of
yes,
course.
there's a lot of negativity out there, but and I try like you
Yeah,
to see what's really there and look at the
right.
positive and look at the both sides of it. But I'm sorry, go back and watch that video of her walking
I'll
out
have
in the Balenciaga white suit. It is so stuck up. I just don't
I'll
I
have
don't
to
have
watch.
language for it.
And both things can be true, right? Like the the car thing that could be just completely unfair and like made up. And also the car thing, like I feel like at most or at worst, like if she did like she would never have done it like to upset Harry. Like
No.
so like they're like so it was sort of like they went too far with the accusations. to
Hmm.
where it's like so not believable. It's like, no, it would have
Exactly.
made more sense to just been like, oh, that was insensitive. Like she didn't even think about it. Right. But no, they're
Mhm.
like, oh, she's trying to like really get at him. It's like, since when have they ever been the type that like are trying to get at each other?
Or to do that publicly when they're trying so hard to save face to everybody.
Right,
I
right.
also don't think she would have intentionally done that to
No,
snub Diana or
no.
anybody in the room. I don't think she would have done that at all. I think she was enjoying her ride through Paris and
Yes,
saying, hey, I'm done, got my shoes off, kicking
right.
up. I really think that's all that was. But
Yeah.
some of
And
these hateful commentators are going to
right.
try to find any angle they can. Yes.
But I think also you're right, is that she does have a air about her. And like even in her show, you're right. It's like she has a warmth about her, but it
Mhm.
it is kind of like I guess to me, not that I know California like
Mhm.
personally really that well, but to me it just feels very like, oh, like this she's very Californian about everything, right?
Yes.
Like,
No, I totally get
you know
that.
what I mean?
I feel
Like,
that with you. Yes. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like, all right, well, we're just like it's like watching a different culture or whatever, right? Like, okay, like
Hmm.
this we're studying this. This doesn't like this doesn't mean anything to me, but like that's interesting. That's what they that's how
You know,
they feel.
because you know what I found? This is so funny. If you were to ask me, what did I find appealing about the second season
Yeah.
of With Love? And my favorite moment was the moment where Jose Andres, is the last episode, Jose
Hmm.
Andres brings out this Iberico ham, and these hams cost thousands. They can be up, a couple thousand
Yeah, yeah,
dollars, depending on the quality, where it's raised, all this stuff. And you have to have this very specific rack to put it
yeah.
on and a specific knife. And those racks are hundreds of dollars too. So here he brings us a Iberico ham and he places it on our counter and with the rack and he's like, "Oh, taste this, and every household should have one." And she looks at him, she says, "You really think so?" And to me that was like the most humble, most
Right,
relatable moment. It
right,
wasn't, "I have all this money, I can afford this. Look at me, I've got a Iberico ham and you should
right.
too." I mean, it was such a sincere, spontaneous moment. She looked at him and she's like, "You think so?"
Right.
And I was like, I, you,
There it is.
that person right there, that person I could be friends with.
Yeah,
That
that
person
would
I can relate
be
to. And it's funny because that is the one moment when I think of season two, that is the
that's
one
the one.
moment I think about. Right after that is oh my gosh, Megan, that's the gayest shit I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. That's so funny.
That was the funniest one.
So I think I also liked the moments, and this was in season one too, but like the little moments where she interacted with the crew, or when like
Yes.
whoever's behind
Yeah.
the camera would make a joke or say something, and she's
Uh-huh.
like laughing with them or something. Like
Yes.
because I saw that they did that at least a little bit in season two. I can't remember what the joke was about, but it was something like the guy behind the camera was like, well, I wouldn't be eating like I wouldn't try
It,
whatever that was. Yeah,
she made was it the one where she made the comment, I don't, it was a spice or it was some element of what she put in there, and she
yes,
said, "Oh, no, no," she goes, "This one is not," when she said, "This one is was it taking center stage, this one's something like that, this one's not singing back up." It was
yeah,
making,
yeah,
like taking the microphone and not singing back up, and she started laughing like she had just
right,
thought of that herself. And I thought that was a really funny moment
yes.
and
So
she's very quick-witted. She's
she
very
is.
quick-witted,
Yeah, I
very
feel like
intelligent.
yeah, her, I don't know, the actress lifestyle or whatever, the royal, all of it, like it puts this like, veil or whatever on her.
Yes.
But it's like, yeah, when you have like the glimpses of like probably what the real Megan was, whatever, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, like I think she probably was a fun person, can be a fun person, right? But like
Hmm.
she also probably feels like, well, she has to be a certain way for the show. And then like at Fashion Week, and I think not even just that she's like pretending, but also like I think she feels a certain way, right? Like
I do too.
especially
I
being
think she enjoys
married to
that.
Prince Harry, I feel like that, yeah, elevated her enough that now she, yeah, feels a certain way,
Yes,
certain
yes.
sense of entitlement.
And I sometimes stop and ask myself, would I let myself get that way? And I think it would be really hard not
Yeah,
to I don't know, but when I look at Kate, and I don't see the airs on Kate. I see
Right.
very British Kate,
Sure.
and to me that's a different air, but I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
the way
but
she
they
holds.
talk about
Yeah.
too, like in like so like Diana, right? Like it didn't change her, and she was still always very nice to the staff and whatnot. But people reported that Fergie changed with marriage.
Mm,
She was down to earth and was the cool one, and then all of a sudden, now that she's like princess, duchess, whatever, like
right.
she's not cool anymore with the staff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like she
Mm-hmm.
become it's almost like they each have their copies.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Fergie,
yeah. Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Hopefully Megan doesn't follow exactly in Fergie's footsteps. But also
Yes.
Harry is also very much not Prince Andrew. So
No, no, no. And you do see some of these snippets where it does look, there are there could be interpretations
yeah,
that Megan has just, mm-mm-mm. I'm not saying she's literally doing that, but
sure.
she'll give a look or she'll inject right where he's trying to say something, and you just see the look on, there will be a look on Harry's face, kind of like,
Hmm.
like he's trying to restrain himself, and it's like, okay, but that happens in marriage too. I mean,
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like they're also just married, but also, all of the talk about like the different staff they've been through and like whatnot. It's like, yeah, she probably does have there's a bit to her that's hard to put up with.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's had, as you said, the actress thing,
Hmm.
where this is what she's wanted. She's wanted the spotlight. She's wanted to
Right.
be,
Right.
and she probably also is acting with a chip on her shoulder in that um, she's trying to prove to everybody that she deserves the title. How do I say
Yeah.
that? That she's not this horrible monster that everybody's created. So she's probably
Right.
trying to prove to the haters that, hey, I have a following. I'm still likable, da 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 da.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
um, but yeah, anyway,
That's true.
I
Yeah.
I know you are pressed for time,
Yes, I'm
the
sorry that,
clock.
yeah, we have to cut it so short. I'm like, I feel like I'm like, did we even talk about anybody? We talked for an hour and I'm like, has it been 2 minutes?
It really hasn't, because I was late. I apologize for that. It's
Oh,
been it's
no, no,
been
no, that's
late.
fine.
Go get your
Um,
mail.
yes, I'll get my mail.
Go get your mail.
Yes,
Let's schedule another one. We can
yes,
talk some more.
yes.
And you said though that you also want to talk
I want
offline
to talk
about,
tea business. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, with you. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have
Um,
to get after Halloween. We can schedule something. It's like,
yeah.
yeah.
Somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving. Let's try
Yes,
to
correct.
do something. Maybe I'll find a turkey teapot. I don't
Oh, that'd be cute. That's funny. Yeah,
know.
I
Okay.
know. I was like, I saw I was gonna say I always look for the at the teapots that they happen to have in the Home Goods and wherever to see
Mhm.
which ones they happen to have that are like on sale for under $10 or whatever.
Under 10,
And that's
yes.
yeah, yeah. And that's yeah, I found some cute ones that way. But yes, they always have lots of cute ones, but I'm like, nope, you're full
Gosh, I
price, so
know.
you're not
I
for me.
know. I know. I've seen the one where they had the teapot recently with a two-tier cake stand. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's lovely,
Oh my
but
god.
do I need to spend money on it right now? No,
Right.
I
Do I need
don't. So I
right,
I don't seem to have the need for it. So unless the
right,
need beckons, they're staying at the
right.
store.
That's
So,
right.
or
I'm
you
going
can
to
do what
wait.
I do, bring them home, take pictures of them for your ads, and then return them. Did I say that? No.
No, you didn't say that.
I haven't done that in a long time.
I love it. That's great. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
listen, I know you gotta
That's
go.
funny.
I'll
Okay,
keep you.
yes. But we'll talk again soon.
Good.
I know you're probably not gonna be on for tea anyway on Friday, but we're not gonna do it Friday because I've got Piper and trick or treating
Yeah.
and all that.
Trick or treating, happy Halloween,
Yeah.
all Hallows
Happy
Eve, all that
Halloween.
good stuff. Yes.
Yes. This will be the
Uh,
last time for our spooky backgrounds until next year.
I know, I know. I have to come up with some fall background, which, by the way, would be my natural background. Where at that point, you remember it from Indiana. You have
Yes.
those couple days right for us. It's right before Halloween, and
Right.
the colors
It's so
outside are
pretty.
just spectacular. They
Right,
are
right.
just gorgeous. That's why talking about moving to Florida is like, why do we want to do
We
that?
have some trees that like turn half red. I don't know what they are, but I've seen them around. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not all of them. I'm just saying, like, and like part of the tree's still green, but like the outside edges are like red. I'm like,
Well, if you're not meeting for tea on Friday,
yes.
Jackie gets home early Friday. If you want to try to squeeze something in, a phone call on Friday, let me know.
Okay,
Otherwise,
right. Yeah.
sometime next week.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. And until next time, cheery bye.
Sherry.